I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna draw something for you just to recap this incredible end of year. And yes, just the daily fire in itself is totally worth it. So what I'm gonna do right now is, if you got a piece of paper and you're thinking about, I don't know if you guys like to draw, but I love to draw because it helps me get my ideas out. It's a very lethargic way of journaling. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a growth loop for you, okay? And the growth loop is gonna start with a figure eight. Now, this isn't Meta's figure eight. We've seen figure eights all the time, right? But the first thing when we think about our growth loop and what we're going to be doing every day, every week, the growth loop is an anchor for you to be thinking about how you show up every day. So if we, and I'll write growth loop at the top. And the first thing that we got to do in our growth loop is we got to reflect. Now, I know some of this you're going to be like, this is so basic. But one thing Brendan says all the time is, like, common sense is a common practice. And this is going to be common sense, but it's not common practice. So I'm going to give you a little way to take a look at it. I'm just looking. Thanks, Tracy, for your comment there. Appreciate you doing that. Okay. So we got to reflect. The second thing that we need to be able to do is, now we reflect every day, right? We reflect in different ways, from like things that happen in our life, things that are going on. But reflection is a very important part that you can master this year, or master in the upcoming year, is how do you get better at reflection? Getting information and course correcting it. Now, I work in product and design, right? So I'm always thinking about, I'm going to get feedback from people about the product experience. There was a feedback from, I think it was Richard, was saying like, this didn't work, right? Get that feedback all the time. There's a bug or something doesn't work. How do I take that information and quickly take that information and do something with it that's going to help improve or make it better? So reflection is just something that I do every single day, and I want to encourage you to think about that. The second one that we got to be able to think about is, how do we plan? So a plan is something like, it could be as simple as, what's the top 2 to 3 things that I need to do? Or what do I need to do to win the day for tomorrow? What is my planning process? Or what is my way to know how I'm going to be aiming my energy? If you don't aim your energy, or if you're low productivity, it might mean that you don't have good enough plans. You don't have that planning process. So that's an important part. The second, the other one that I'm going to put up here is called practice. Now, practice could literally be, you're doing the thing. And like I said, I was a baseball player, or I was an athlete, and learning the fundamentals of a sport and practicing it over and over. What you're doing right now is a practice. You're in a practicing mentality by just being inside of growth day. You're going to get better by being and showing up. This is an important thing that you got to do every day, whether it's like you practice how you fold your clothes, you practice how you draw on a piece of paper, you practice how you take notes, you practice how you communicate to your family during holidays, you practice how you communicate feedback to your team or to your spouse or to yourself. You practice it. So we have reflection, we play, practice. And then the last one here is our learn. Now, we learn every day through different mediums, through different opportunities and different things. So what I want to challenge you to do now is, now that you know what these potential growth loops are, what you can do here is you can start thinking about how you fill these boxes. So I'm going to draw a couple lines here, because I want you to even think about, as you go throughout your days and your weeks, how are you showing up in your reflection quadrant? So as a reflection, I might be journaling. I'm going to be course correcting. I'm going to be maybe whatever those elements are going to be. Like, you can fill in those blocks. For learning, I'm going to be probably doing growth day. I'll probably be doing, like, maybe I'm in YouTube, maybe I'm training. And you can start to see like how you fill your blocks and how you like do things throughout the day, and what you would be filling your blocks with. So as your reflection, as you're planning, as you're practicing, as you're learning, what are you doing? And then there's 2 more that I'm going to put in, and I'm going to leave you, because the homework would probably be, the homework I would give you is, go fill this out. And then one of those is teaching, and the other one is coaching. And then I'm going to grab a sketch over here on the other side so you can look at this for a second. So important. show around. Because I have these other blueprints that I draw to be able to help teach this thing. If you're thinking about, and we'll end the session today and thinking about this, is there a time limit on the membership? So that annual memberships are 1 year. So it's an annual membership. Okay, great. So if we think about this, one overlay of this is like your year. So if you go from like November all the way to February, or if you even started in December and you go to January, February, March, April, May, June, July, you have so much time to build incredible practices, daily practices. If you're working with a team, which I guarantee you, most of you work with teams, you're maybe in a big tech company, or maybe you're even retired, but you probably work with a team. The team is important because, here, I'll move this back. And I know it's like an overlay, you can see it. So your people and your processes, let me move this a little bit closer to you. So you have like your people and your processes, all the people you work with and all the processes they have, like the plans, their craftsmanship, their execution, how they knowledge share, how they collaborate with each other, how they communicate. So you have this layer that's on top of that layer as well. From a personal perspective, and actually I have my other growth loop perspective. So this is another drawing that I did for my growth loop. So if you have reflection, you're training and practicing, you're learning, you're planning, taking action, those sections can be at any different area. Like you could do this anything, but think about how you split up your week. So in my week, I have a reflection, I'm journaling. I have weekly status updates that I'm doing. I have one-on-ones with my team or my individuals, the people that I report to or that report to me. I have execution, I have my outcomes, I have my planning, my priorities. And then on the right side here, I have my wellness that I'm focusing on learning. I'm doing that by watching, reading, listening, and then I'm executing, and then I'm practicing, playing, and participating in here. If you even wanted to take a screenshot of this, this is like my recipe for training every day. And it's just a way that I overlay this in my life so that when I do come back and I think about how am I going to win the day, I'm going to have an incredible overlay of these 6 core things right here, which I know this is a lot, but I'm just going to show it to you. I have how I'm working through these 6, I call these the big 6, which we can do this in another session. I have my growth loop on top of that. I have my runway of my battle boards for what I'm doing. I know how I'm going to be working with my team and structuring my team. I understand my goals, my project, career, passion, and personal goals at the highest levels. And I am very clear on what my North Star systems are. So like how I'm advancing, the foundations that I'm building, and how I'm going to be growing. Now, you all guys might be like, Drew, what are you doing? I'm a systems guy. And I've learned that in design, building systems, building processes, building mastery level awareness of what it is you're creating and what you're working towards is what is the game changer in your life. So you got to simplify the chaos. You got to simplify. And Growth Day helps you do that by just following the recipe of journaling, life scoring, planning, learning, and doing this on a regular basis just to support your growth. You're going to get better. You're going to keep growing. And amazing. Yeah. Thanks, Tracy. Thank you guys so much. And last thing, I wish you an amazing happy holiday. I'm going to get some tunes on to get this thing going. And I just got to say this one thing. We're so grateful that you're here in Growth Day. We're so grateful that you decided to be here today. There's a reason for it. And I just wanted to wish you have so much opportunity heading into 2025. You have unlimited abilities. And this is going to be your community to be able to help you achieve those incredible results. So thank you guys so much for being here today. Happy holidays. We'll see you on January 1st, his first of the year event. So be sure to RSVP to that so you can attend the whole entire session. And we'll see you there in the chat. We'll see you there live. So have a beautiful rest of your day is what I always like to say. And please feel free to stay connected and reach out. And we'll see you in the next year. All right.